Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Palladia Talks. Now, if you don't want to hear my apologies and stuff, I will leave a link down in the description that will take you to the first point in this video when I actually start talking about video games. But for those of you who stick around, I am so sorry. I have had a number of things happen in the past year, and I'll talk about those more here in a second. But I've also been dealing with some depression. But I also have two other reasons for not around it. The first, I think I talked about a little before, the little black and white kid named Renee, who picked her up fairly recently, and I've been helping her to get into taking care of her. And that takes a lot of energy. Yeah, that's a lot of energy. And on top of that, speaking of kittens, pick up another large white kitten. If you've ever read Edding's book, you know what I'm talking about there. That's okay. As for what I plan on doing in the future, I'm picking this back up. I'm sorry for not being around. I realize that it's probably but I plan on getting back to my regular routine. And I'm going to start doing some more Palladia plays fast. There's a lot of old games I'd like to do. Might do Illusion of Gaia next. I might actually start up with Soulblazer and then do an actual playthrough of Gaia. I love Soulblazer. Illusion of Gaia. Never played it, and he's like really sick. Fantastic game, fantastic. Which actually brings me into my actual subject today, retro gaming. Because obviously I like games and I play other games. They're some of my favorite things. I think a lot of it does have to do with nostalgia. Like, you know, you were younger, but a lot of it is just that they hit a certain stride in Super NES era where they got so many of the off games, RPGs, platforms, stuff like that. They got them about perfect. Like, we're starting to reach that point in the first one. But back then, they nailed those things. They nailed them hardcore. And it's hard to be I'm gonna chop you down, tree. How much you got? 3,000 money. I need to go spend that. But, I say that, and that's actually not what we're talking about here, because obviously games like that, RPGs, some action RPGs, Illusion of Gaia, Secret of Mana, those games were absolutely fantastic. Chrono Trigger, and with updates, would still be great today. But that's also about the time we started doing first-person shooters. And here's what I thought about, not just first-person shooters, but games in general, because I've been playing them. And, I'm sorry, but it's like Silent Hill. You guys are sitting playing Silent Hill and fighting with Silent Hill. Because honestly, I war with Silent Hill. Because the controls are awful, and the camera's awful, and sometimes it's just direction and such are just bad. And I actually didn't mind the lack of direction. The lack of direction is one thing I think that helps make Silent Hill right. But it's also a little frustrating. I feel like those are things that they have developed really well. But that's the thing, that's actually what I'm talking about here, is that while I love retro gaming, I cannot say that retro gaming was perfect. Except for, like, the genres I mentioned, they did things extremely well, and pretty close to being the height of what they could be back in the day. But so many others, third-person shooters, third-person first, when those really started to become big things in the late Super NES, Sega Genesis, and early PlayStation 4. And if you're wondering why I'm wandering around randomly, it's because I'm trying to focus on two things at once now where I'm talking to you guys and trying to play the game. But, and I don't think those games really started to hit their stride until PlayStation 2. Around that era, stuff started to take off. Like, really well started to take off. They really started to hit their stride with them. And learn to develop better. Let's play this. PlayStation, GameCube, and as far as Xbox, yeah, no, it's actually, obviously I play across all consoles, PC, even though I have a crap computer this time. I used to have a physical gaming computer, but when it crapped out, I didn't get a replacement. Because I'm dumb, guys. But, PC has always had the up on. Okay, listen, I love the N64 era of first-person on gold now, but I love Perfect Dark. And it was an absolutely amazing game, but aiming in that game was a nightmare. And I don't mean regular aiming. Like, if they were vertical around you, it's fine. You can spin around and shoot all you want. But if you had to aim up or down, you were in all sorts of trouble. Like, not fun trouble. We're talking the kind of trouble that makes you hate yourself. And it wasn't until we got the dual shocks on the PlayStation 1 era, I believe it was, that a dual stick aiming became a thing, and that was actually a big step forward. But yeah, before that, keyboard and mouse on computers were the way to go, and I absolutely had the, hey, Bert, get the fuck out of here. Oh, it's already that time? You can't see me right now, but I'm going through the buttons trying to remember exactly which one to push. I was But yeah, no, so I do think gaming has come a long way from how it was back then. But I think it's taken some steps backward as well. I don't want to agree with it. But somewhere along the way, I feel like games stopped being about substance and depth and became more about style is important, don't get me wrong, I love style. That's evidence of the fact that I can count by style. But you also need that depth. Substance, you need that experience. And in a way, games have been losing that. I mean, I think we're starting to regain it. I think since the jump from PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 wasn't as major as the jump from PlayStation 2. I think they're able to start going back to doing depth again, which is important, because there for a while we had some beautiful, absolutely gorgeous games that were just shallow. And it was sad. No one likes to see that regression, although you would not like to talk about that regression. I'm gonna go look for that axe. But like I said, I believe we are starting to get back into an era where they have to go back and do that. There for a while, I think the big problem, and this is going to sound really common problem, was that games became mainstream. It became to where they didn't have to aim so much for gamers anymore, where they could do these generalized things that could look beautiful, and people would just go after them and love to do them. Excuse me, just because they were so fun. And I think that hurt the industry very, very bad. It's the same, I don't talk about it much, but the Wii was also very bad industry because it introduced gimmicks. I mean, not introduced, obviously Nintendo's the big one, but like proved that gimmicks can be effective. But also that you can do quick cash grabs. And also, and this is going to sound terrible, and I apologize for this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. It also showed that there was a different market for games out there, but because the Wii was not aimed at gamers at all. It was aimed at grandma and grandpa. It was aimed at mom and dad. It was aimed at people who weren't gamers. And there's nothing wrong with that. I still regularly play Wii bowling and Wii golf with my family. And I still, there's still games on the Wii that I like, and still reasons that I like the Wii. But I cannot say that the Wii was good for the console generation. And I'm not saying, hey, they should cater to my every need. That's not what I'm saying is that at that point they stopped trying to cater to gamers when they were supporting it for years, like literally years. We kept so many of these companies alive, and then they stopped supporting it. They stopped aiming for us and started aiming for everyone else. And growth and moving forward is important. And I'm not saying it isn't, and I'm not saying they shouldn't try that. But when you completely eschew your target audience of people who have kept you around, the reason you are still a company for so many years. Come here, horseradish. I mean, you too. You did nothing. You did nothing, horseradish. Why? But when you do that, you not only lose the goodwill that came with those people, but you also lose their business. And you're seeing that a lot more in, like, Square Enix. Square Enix feels like they have a lot to do. I know. And A Realm Reborn. I'll use A Realm Reborn as the perfect example, because it went from being a crappy MMO, like, the first iteration of Final Fantasy XIV was terrible, to them reminding you at every single turn, and every single look and cranny, that yes, this is a Final Fantasy. Yes, you're in a Final Fantasy world. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it feels to me like they realize they have something to prove to their people now. Because 13 was... and you know what? I don't know that I can say that 13 was going to be a 13 was so gorgeous. It was such a shallow mess. But it wasn't aimed at fans of the series. It wasn't aimed at people playing since like 3, 7. Honestly, talking about it here with you guys, I don't know what it would be. I 100% have no idea what they were doing. But I can't say they missed the mark. I mean, I feel like they missed the mark. But in reality, they still sold a lot with that game. Like, you can't say, you absolutely in no way, form, or fashion can say that 5 million, I think it is a failure. I thought I could do a thing. Why can't I do a thing? Because it's not, but when they did that, they also lost the goodwill of their player base, and it's important. That is so important that your player base continue to like. It's not repaired. Oh no, it's repaired later. And that's what keeps companies alive. Their player base is being happy. That's what kept Square going for so long. Square Enix. Well, no, actually, you know what? I'm gonna say Square. Because Square was fine. Except for Square. What happened there, guys? What happened there? But, yeah, and I know I'm rambling all over the place. I'm sorry, guys. What I'm trying to say is that games are evolving. Games are getting better. I love the old games. I do. And I think that a lot of the best stuff still comes from. But that doesn't mean that new games are all bad. They're experimenting, they're trying different things. And I think they're starting to rediscover a lot of the stuff that was still great. I certainly hope so. Because I miss a lot of what we have. Obviously. I played Lucia 2 the other day. I'm probably going to play Soulblazer tomorrow. I'm about to go back to Silent Hill. Although I say that, but I actually did enjoy it. I know, don't look at me like that. Oh no, oh god, I'm sorry, I had a moment, I'm sorry. So yes, I personally at the moment still prefer retro games. Like I said, that doesn't mean that these games aren't learning the concept. And I don't think we should give up on the genre. I say genre, there's so many different types, so many different. Alright, I am going to go back to the house because I think I'm rambling out enough. I'm not even said a whole lot. I'm just kind of la. I'm very sorry. I just wanted to do a video, and I'm actually about to do another video. So be ready for that. Yeah, got you, Acorn. I don't know what just happened, but I'm so sorry. Here. Go, son. I'm not gonna leave that there. After this and find out where that damn key in Silent Hill goes, and then I'll be back with you guys here shortly. But I want to thank you guys very much for being here with me. I really do appreciate it. And I